I gotta say, man, I am excited, but I'm also feeling a little cautious. I'm wondering why it's all the way in the back.
Hey, this is where we keep all the really good stuff.
Where nobody can see.
Right, exactly. I'm telling you, I got something really cool in store for you back here. After you.
Oh, wow.
There it is.
Heck yeah, that is cool. It's like a 46, right?
47.
47. That's a nice car, man. I gotta say, this car's got a ton of potential. You know, this is one of those things I was not expecting. It's in great shape. You're stepping up your game. This one actually has windows in it. This is the point where you say, no, it's the car behind there? Yeah. Or is this the one?
This is it, man.
This is like a really good condition car, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're gonna love it inside.
Oh, wow. If you know me, you know I'm usually not called in on a project that starts off looking like this. So who knows? Maybe times are a-changing. Tom's been a really solid friend for a lot of years, and it really helps that he's the closest person to the ranch. If I'm traveling, he's watching the dogs, feeding them, etc. I gotta say, he is their #1 uncle. So I'm more than happy to reciprocate, get his car over here and get to work. Home sweet home. Let's see what this thing's made of. I think this project might be Tom's forever car, so I wanna do everything I can to make it right.
Don't hurt my car! You did it.
You know what they say, when one trick works, go right for the next. Or at least that's what I say. So do this in the scrapyard all the time. When the bucket comes in, just drop it in the bucket.
All right, man, this feels like out of the frying pan and into the fire, though. We're there. Ooh, it's working. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
At all costs, this car will get in the shop. No matter how much it refuses, we're gonna get it done. It's becoming pretty clear as to why you got such a good deal on this. It's becoming even clearer as to why it sat still for 10 years. All right, what's going on in here? Ah, there's your problem. So somebody went in here with a saw and for some reason cut the steering box right out of the thing. And the whole transmission is disassembled. I mean, what's the end game with it? Obviously, you want to drive it.
Yeah. I mean, my hope is that we can do this simple.
When a client says they want to keep it simple, it means to me that they're very much misleading themselves. It's never simple. I know Tom's approaching this project with a limited budget, you know, and he came to the right place. I got a lot of resources, I got a lot of ideas. I think we can get this done. Transmission catching device. The end game here is to make it a really solid cruiser. And as much as it hurts Tom to pull out these 47 Ford parts, it's gonna be way better in the end for doing so. So, class, next time your car won't roll, see, it's locked. If you move this thing, it's free. Now that we've completed our lesson in vintage transmission diagnostics, all we have to do is everything. We've got Tom's street cruiser into the shop with all kinds of hopes and dreams being tossed around. We could push it down the boulevard, but he wants to drive it, so we got some work to do. Pulling that transmission and engine, we definitely got an issue to deal with. The idea of an engine swap just got me thinking. The outside of the car's telling one story,
Yeah.
but the insides, it needs some help.
Yeah, it's pretty rough in there, man.
Why not just upgrade the whole drivetrain, front and rear suspension as well?
I like where you're going with that, man. I mean, this old stuff is cool because it's old school, but I don't know, man, you've got my interest.
Out with the old, in with the new. I got people giving me stuff left and right. It's like, you know, with 50 acres, I start to collect stuff. So
Yeah.
let's take your engine out to pasture and I'll show you what I'm working with.
All right.
You could say I'm a bit of a hunter-gatherer, you know, I'm always ready for when the budget is a concern. I have a few ideas that just might fit the bill for this project.
Well, you really got a collection of some wild stuff out here, man.
It's Hollywood, baby, Hollywood. One of my part-time gigs for the last 20 years has been working in various behind-the-scenes, televisions, commercials, that type of thing. So fortunately, when they strike a set, I get to get in there and see what's good before it goes in the dumpster. You know, we're working with this prop company and they just always have extra stuff, you know, from videos and movies. They're making a couple cars and I was able to get these suspension clips from them. These are from a Ford Ranger, a pickup truck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what it is, you know, you hear of a front clip installation. That's exactly what this is. They just cut off the front and the rear portion of the frame, and they weren't using them. So you know me, I gotta have it.
Yeah, man, I've heard of people doing S10 pickups.
Yeah, same thing. And you know what the best part?
What's that?
They're free.
You can't beat that.
I think you could say the deal is dynamite. All I could say is out with the old and in with the not so old. There it is, man. Just rolling the clip up to the front of the car, it looks like it's gonna fit. The only thing that's gonna tell is to get it under there and see if it actually works. The whole challenge here, the way I was thinking about it, is I don't wanna go like unbolting stuff, right? So I want it to look just the same. With something like this, you would normally take the whole front clip off. I think we can get around that. Also, I think we should just cut 2 big windows in the inner fender wells and make them removable.
Yeah, man, when you start talking about cutting up these old cars, I start getting a little bit nervous. But at the same time, I'm very excited to see what's gonna happen.
So what you're saying is that you're both nervous and excited.
Yeah, man.
Sounds like a first date.
It's like a roller coaster, bro.
The fact that Tom has his camera out means that his nerves has settled a bit, and that's good news because the worst is yet to come. I have to get Tom in on the action so he can really soak in the destructive process. Aha!
Here she goes.
The main advantage in installing this front clip is we get to tailor the ride height, we get to tailor the wheelbase. You're really just creating the whole new front end of the car and modernizing it. I have no fear. No fear. At this point, we're not really sure where the 2 pieces are gonna meld. Typically what I do in this case is I just nip them both off and keep decreasing the space between them.
What did I get myself into?
Yeah, it's all fun and games when we're cutting apart my cars, huh?
Yeah.
What did he think we were gonna do? Put on a couple coats of wax or something? I mean, he has been warned. Now that you've become a street rodder, somebody's gonna want those old parts.
I'm telling you, we're gonna do a whole new thing with street rodding.
Before we mock up this clip, I wanna pull out the coil spring so the suspension's completely compressed.
And I felt that in my teeth.
Yeah. Most times I'm building a car like this, I'll put in the front clip with no springs in it at all. The idea being it's at its maximum lowness and you're on the bump stops, you can figure out where the tires are gonna come up to the sheet metal on the car. Now you really get a sense as to how wide the frames are, huh? Look at that, they're very close. That's good news. It's a relief to see this front clip up under the car. It's always theory until you really get it to position. The other news is it's gonna take a lot more to get this thing all fit up. So the point we're at now is we need tires. The diameter of the tire is gonna dictate the ride height ultimately, because we can put this frame, like I mentioned, anywhere, up or down. It's your street rod, so go get some billet rims. We'll figure out what we're gonna do with that, and I'll make some measurements.
Brought some steel and some rubber.
Oh, steel wheels. What kind of street rod are you building?
No, man, I gotta have steelies.
Nice, how do you produce those overnight?
I got these from my cousin.
It's a perfect choice. I gotta say, Tom, as a designer, thumbs up. Some other clients come in with some odd tire and rim combos. Not Tom, he does it right every time.
Oh my gosh, Ian, you gotta look at this. That is a beautiful thing.
You know, Tom, that is a beautiful thing. It's just gotta be much lower, much, much lower. As close and cool as this looks, I mean, the challenge is pretty advanced at this point. We need the tire to look proper in the fender well opening. On top of that, raising the front clip up in the car, we want it to look like it belongs to the frame of the 47 Ford. So it's gonna be, like we talked about, a big Z in the chassis for sure.
Well, I'm ready to get to work.
The good news is the tires fit the wheel well like we want. The ride height on this, as far as lowness goes, is limited by where the tires are going to ultimately hit the fenders. So let's just make this front end as it is, as low as possible, and then we'll figure out the rear end after that.
Okay, you got 2 different cuts here, two different lines.
Well, that was my first thought.
Okay.
My second thought was the second line. Can you dig it?
All right.
I'll race you.
Yeah, but look at how. I think I need a new blade.
You know why I always win the Sawzall race?
Why?
Because I'm buying the blades. Winner! You said you want your car low, eh?
Oh yeah, for sure.
People may think, oh, lower the car 2 inches and you're done, but I think further on that, because as the suspension angles change, the tires actually do move forward and backwards a little bit. Now look how out of place the tire looks.
Looks too far forward a little.
Yeah, we gotta come back. I'm thinking about ride height, ultimate end game, and when the car's driving, you don't want the tire to look out of position in the fender.
It's way tucked.
Ooh, I like that. So this is like as low as it could ever go. You know, there's no springs in it at all. It's flat down, not even on the bump stops. It's metal to metal. You know, your spring obviously will bring the ride height up. A big part in making these choices is just eyeballing it, you know? Whatever looks right, that's where you stick it. That's expression personified. That's pretty low. Like, to go lower than that, I mean, your engine's gonna start popping out of the top of the car.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna do a plexiglass hood anyways.
Hey, count me in if you want to go that route. I think this is the final resting place for the clip. Now it's the tedious process of alignment, measurement, and then bracing it all to make it count. After I square it up, Tom is making some plates that will box it all together.
I get it, I understand it, I think.
The Z shape that I'm going for is like the Zorro, the capital Z, big, bold moves. Now it's just a bunch of busy work on the structure side of things. Once we get all that figured out, this clip is in business. We are making progress on this one step at a time. Got this thing dialed in, man. Check that out.
Wow, it's all packed. Oh, no engine hoist.
Yeah, it's connected.
It's floating there.
There it is.
Man, I like what you've done.
Yeah, see, so that step became more of a Z. See how I had to kind of wrap the steel into the cross member and whatnot?
Yeah, no, it flows really nice.
Oh man, nice finger. What happened? Picking your nose again?
Yeah, I laid it open with a grinder.
Ow, better you than me. If you're working with metal, you're gonna get cut. Check it out, I still got all 10.
Yeah.
It's all about discovering your limits, and Tom was introduced to the fickle finger of fate.
Yeah, man, it looks really stout, really sturdy.
For sure. It took a lot to bend those plates. There's nothing like the first look at your new ride. Drop her down. Looking good, looking better.
Yeah, it's bottom out on the jack.
That's how it's supposed to be, man. The jack's supposed to get stuck. It would not be a true Roussel original if you're able to put a standard floor jack under it.
Oh boy, that is low.
That's how it's supposed to sit. I'm real happy with it. It's probably a bit more radical than Tom was even expecting. Yeah, I mean, you can see the tuck in those front tires. It's on point.
Dude, can we drop the back down?
Yeah, that's next. That's why we got it teeter-tottered like that. The whole rear axle is disconnected. So I got a cool thing to show you how that's gonna come together. Check it out.
Oh, right on.
I've been ruminating about all the ways I could step up this project for Tom, and with the rear suspension, it's a no-brainer. Check this out. TCI does full suspension upgrades, and I saw that they had it for this model car. And when I say full, it comes with the shocks, it comes with the shackles, it comes with the leaf springs. U-bolts?
My bolts.
I've used TCI kits in the past and they always deliver. You got your independent front suspension, right? So that's already way more advanced than that straight axle. That's still got the same kind of buggy transverse leaf spring in the back. So now with this, right, parallel leaf springs in the back, all the buggy springs are out. It's gonna ride like a Ford Ranger pickup. I mean, like a race car. It's gonna ride like a race car. Now remember, this isn't a lowering kit, right? This was a leaf spring swap, so it's not gonna be low. I have a lowering block kit. So that's 2 inches right out of the box.
Okay.
Aha!
Ooh, what do you need?
It's lower than it was, but now you got some action. Look at that.
Yeah.
With every project, it's all about managing your expectations, and that's always the song and dance between myself and a client.
Wow.
So that's the good news. Hey, look, Tom, it rolls. What a concept, just like a car is supposed to. See, this was how we were supposed to take it off the trailer. Just like that. Little low in the front, nice and rolly.
I love this ride height. I love the rake.
Well, then I guess my job is done here. Sold.
I'm so happy right now.
Yeah, it's groovy. He's very emotional. That's what it's all about.
This is exactly how I picture it sitting. I don't want it too low. Obviously don't want it too high.
Right.
And I'm more of a California rake than a tail dragger.
You took Grandpa and you put him right back in high school.
Oh yeah.
That's what it is. We need to get an engine and trans. That way we can put some weight in the front, put the springs back in, and then decide how you want it to sit.
Hot Rod Bob says he's got an engine and trans sitting there waiting for us.
Groovy. Let's go on over.
You know what this makes me feel like doing?
I told you. It's grease lightness. Tom is telling me that Bob just may have the power plant we need. Bob's always got something different going on. What the heck is with this thing?
Oh man, Bob's always building, man.
Hey man, this is your truck too?
Oh yeah, I had it for a little while.
Cool. Looks a little different than a pickup truck stance.
No, it's pretty much a tube chassis Camaro with a truck body on it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Looking under the hood, this is not your average pickup. In fact, it's the race version of what Tom and I are doing under his Ford.
Old school 350, slant plug heads, all that. It's built pretty well.
Yeah, it looks more like a Camaro under here than a pickup truck.
Yeah, he's put some work into this one.
It's a ton of fun, or a half ton of fun.
Yeah, it's a half ton of fun. Nice. Got a freaking cage coming right through into the cab. Whoa, look at this. This doesn't look like any pickup truck I've ever seen. Miles per gallon. Oh yeah, look at these. Now this is what I like to see, you know. Bob is the consummate gearhead. He's got everything organized and laid out, and he's the real deal. He's not just some pack rat, he's got stuff. A lot of projects in motion at the same time. This is a big one.
Yeah, this, I don't know, I don't think that would work.
Oh, it would work all right.
Well, I don't know what you guys have planned. What are you doing actually to the car? What's your
It's pretty mellow streeter, you know.
nice
we upgraded.
driver, that type of thing?
Yeah, I mean this is a contender, right? We just have to redo everything. It's a big block Chevy. It's a 454.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a great engine. Make no mistake about it. It just might be a little bit much for the family cruiser.
This is another option, but then you're not too far along from your flathead. I mean, it's a better engine, 7 main bearings, you know, and it runs well. But the amount of work you guys have done to that car, that's not enough upgrade, you know what I mean?
Straight 6, it's a contender. It's definitely a low and slow cruiser motor, but why not more?
I mean, that's ridiculous, and this isn't enough, you know?
Okay.
So I would suggest this.
Oh wow.
I had it for this car. That's a roller motor now.
Oh, I see, right. You just
And the
upgraded.
factory 4-speed and all that, so I like that better. So this is just taking up space in the shop, you know?
You went and built a beautiful engine, and it wasn't right for the car.
Yeah. This is yours if you can use it.
I mean, Bob, I'm looking at it. This is a
It
sharp-looking
looks-
engine.
Oh no, it's a good engine. It runs well, but it's just, you know, beautified. You know.
I don't know. You know, it's like.
Got shiny valve covers and air cleaner, but other than that, it's just a regular motor. You know.
I mean, but what if you got another Mustang? I mean, you
I
got
don't
this
like
Mustang.
Mustangs that much. So.
Says the guy with the Mustang.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I couldn't pass it up.
I think this is a great choice. Small block, V8 power, automatic transmission. What's not to like about that?
Oh, okay. Right now, it's just seeming way too long.
Yeah, I took off the headers, the power steering, the alternator. I knew it was gonna be tight going in.
Ooh, yeah, we're hitting that sheet metal on the firewall.
That's what I was concerned about. This is what it comes down to, all the theorizing and planning and et cetera that all leads up to this. Like, if it doesn't fit, guess what? It doesn't fit. Push her in.
All
right.
Pan's starting to clear.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Whoa.
That's it, it went right in. Look at that, it doesn't hit the floor at all. The fit seems to be a success. Now it's all about tailoring it, get the thing aligned and get the motor sitting straight. Prepare for leveling, commencing leveling.
Stop.
In a perfect world, everything would just line up and drop in place, just like you imagined. But the world ain't perfect like that. What it's gonna take is some full custom. So you can see that the motor mounts are now behind the cross member.
There's no metal there for it. What do we do about that?
Called a creative solution.
Are you gonna fabricate something?
I know a guy with a welder. A few more measurements and we're all set for old Nine Fingers to cut some plates.
All right.
It's Tommy Nine Fingers. It's pretty intimidating. You wonder what happened to the 10th. Here in the final stretch of the operation, I can't let Tom or his car out of the shop without a little torture. I mean, customization. There's one last piece to this puzzle, and that's the front of the frame. We got to get that bumper mounted, so I got one idea, just one. Let me fly with one custom idea on the outside of the car. I think you're gonna like it.
Oh, yeah?
Got some treats.
Oh, yeah, you got some boxes.
The last part of this car deserves a little bling. Your front bumper was a little dinged, so I just went all the way. Front bumper, rear bumper, chrome grille, new gas tank, bunch of hardware, you know, all the stuff you're gonna need. You know, I wanna set Tom up for a lifetime of cruising. I really wanna help him out, and I have ideas for a future project that I wanna have him involved with.
Thanks, man.
That's how we roll. Bob Drake is the perfect choice for this. They make quality reproduction parts and they fit perfectly, so it's exactly what we need. Got some headlights, gas tank sender,
Sending unit.
grill moldings. Look at all this good stuff.
Ian, man, you really hooked it up.
In an effort to get Tom's car all wrapped up, I put the springs back under the front end, and it's not exactly what I was expecting. Yeah, that Ranger front clip, it had like lift springs in it. It must have been raised up. Because look, even with the V8 and the 4-inch section in the frame, look how tall that car is. So
Right.
we're gonna do something with the springs later.
Oh, okay. Is that the modification you're talking about?
No, the modification I'm talking about is installing this front bumper. I think it'll tighten up the lines a little bit. Check it out. First step is to get the bumper in place and see how it looks on the car. This gap was bugging me. I'd love to see this really brought up, you know, like trim this pan out, bring the bumper in as close as possible. That's the first time in my career I drew a legible line. Guess who gets to cut it?
Hey, before I cut into this, by any chance did Bob Drake send you another one of these?
No, they're currently unavailable. The price of NOS parts has gone through the roof, so don't mess that up. Just like with the chassis of the car, was Tom expecting to cut his prized possession up on the onset of this process? Probably not, so give it to him once more. Getting pretty good at this photography stuff, man. Your Instagram already has 500 likes.
Wait, you put a picture of me on Instagram?
And cut an irreplaceable piece? Come on, I gotta keep myself entertained somehow. Ooh, look at that. Now stand back and look at it. See, this doesn't look so spread out.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Just tucked it up a little bit.
Oh, no, wait a minute. I like that a lot.
See?
Oh, wow.
Old subtle Roussel strikes again. It's weird, it takes it from just like having a jutting lower jaw, right, and just tucks it up.
I am glad you talked me into that, man.
So I'm just gonna set it both sides and then we can twist it to whatever angle looks best. Jack it up. Raise it, raise it, raise it. Mm-hmm.
Man, you got some tricky ways.
As good as it looks, I don't think we're gonna get through this without final inspection, you know? Thing one and thing two. Let's see what the judges think. Here comes trouble.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's up?
Inspectors and Tom are old friends, so it's like a family reunion. Front end, complete swap. Installed a Ranger subframe. Car's gonna be much lower. Don't concern yourself yet. Hop in, check out that floor pan action. Can you dig it?
Oh, he digs it.
I guess so. Say we just assemble this thing and run it. This is what every project leads up to, right? The moment of truth. Is it gonna work? We are out at the top secret testing facility. It is time for the shakedown run.
Are you excited? I'm excited.
I was born excited, man. That's what we're doing here.
I've been looking forward to this moment, and I'm just,
I love it. Never lose that naivety.
it's perfect, man. There's
100
nobody around.
It's 110 degrees, the wind is perfect. What could possibly go wrong? You still remember how to drive, right?
Shall we turn on the juice and
Well, we've
see
done.
what shakes loose?
Yeah, we got all that suspension fabrication handled. Tom took it over to Hot Rod Bob's. They did all the mechanical stuff, did the alignment, gas tank install. Basically, it came back as turnkey. We just adjusted the ride height, a couple minor things, and time to test it out. Sounds good. That way, Jeeves.
Yeah! Oh man, this is so exciting. It's the 40 body style, which I absolutely love. You got the fat fenders, that cool round roof, the engine, it sounds awesome. It's just a really crisp, old school rod sound, you know?
That feels like it's from the 60s for sure.
Yeah. It rides the line between hot rod and custom, a little bit of a cool classic flavor to it.
It's greased lightning.
It's greased lightning. Man, this is beyond what I could have hoped for. This is much more than what I could have imagined.
I don't know, man, this feels good.
It does.
Drives like a street rod. You reinvented the street rod, sir. It's
We
perfect.
did. The front suspension, that was a brilliant idea.
I'd like to thank you for thanking me.
Yes.
There's no reason you can't put a truck subframe under one of these.
Smiles for miles,
That's
man.
exactly what I was thinking. Smiles for miles.
It feels so right, just putting my elbow out the window, too.
I gotta say, man, this car is gangsta. Wonderful expanse of the desert allows every one of us to really hoard some good stuff.
Hey, Ian.
And my friend John is no exception. Oh, wow, look at that. Right out the gate, I spot treasure. This is cool. It's like a Baja Bug, but for drag racing almost, with these tires on it. Wow.
Yeah, that's one of my weird creations.
Well, see, this has got the real 70s flavor, you know?
I love it.
I was born in 1970, so 70s vehicles were reminiscent of all the flavors that I came up with. There's something to be said for this style ride too, man. That's my first love, is that styling period, and I'm trying to make that translate into this new project. Take me to your treasure trove.
I got all the goodies out here in the back.
It's like he has his own little paradise out in the middle of this wasteland.
This is basically the junk pile, but I think you'll like what I have out here because I think this is what you're going to be really interested in.
There's the jewel on the lot right there. That's what I'm talking about. My passion, at the root of it, is weird cars. So, hey, it only lends itself to all the fiberglass kit cars that were built in the 70s. Oh, I got a thing for fiberglass buggies. You don't know, I've done a couple of them in the past. This is a later model because it's more square. The earlier ones were very round.
There's so much you can do with it. There's no really structural damage or anything to it.
No, this is in great shape. The thing I like most about fiberglass buggies specifically is that they're lightweight, they're super strong, and they just look cool. Depends what world you're living in, but in my world, all these elements add up to the perfect wedding gift. No, I think this is definitely the move.
If you're interested in this, I'll make you a good deal on it. And like I say, I'd love to see what your final product is with it.
Say no more. This is just a bare body, so now we're on to the other pile of parts. I think I got what it takes to make this thing come together. Some people collect watches, some people collect artwork. My favorite thing is used car parts. Everybody's got to have a little Volkswagen scrapyard, and I got a little one too. Bottom line is I've got quite a bit of VW stuff. I've had this little bug project for a while. Somebody cut it in half and they were gonna shorten it and never got any further. In looking at it now, I could tell right away it's way too short. That's not a candidate as I had hoped. First thought with this project was this sandrail that I had sitting back here. You know, first thing, it's pink. Gals love pink, so do I. More I looked at it, I was like, well, this is supposed to be, you know, a really good wedding gift. So to give her something that throws sand in her face probably isn't the best idea. We don't want sand in the teeth, and we don't want to get cooked by the sun, but we want a cool ride. Have no fear, we have more options in Honest Ian's used VW Emporium. One cool thing is I have this stock length floor pan, and it's got surface rust. It's got a couple modifications to it, but it'll be ideal for the buggy project. The whole thing is start with a clean slate. So starting with an unmodified stock floor pan, it's just as if you were doing it back in the day. The shop inspectors aren't totally on board with what my plans are here, but I got a couple ideas. I got a few tricks that should turn it in my favor. There is no time like the present. Let's get back to the shack and start configuring. I've done a bunch of VW Dune Buggy projects in the past, and I put a spin on each one. They all have a very unique character, and this one will be no exception. They do say that diamonds are a girl's best friend, but I don't think we're at that capacity just yet. There's one thing I can see, is the diamond in the rough. That's the key in every relationship. It is not forged at the starting moment. It's nurtured, it's built up. It's a refined process based on respect, mutual admiration, and a lot of money. Solid body, solid chassis, time to get to work. First thing on the agenda is the first thing with every Dune Buggy chassis, and that is it needs to be shortened. You see how it comes up and over the top? It fits up perfectly here, but when you look at the front, see this part here has to mate with that part here. It's always about a 14-inch chop on these style. You always take it out behind the emergency brake because that's one of the straightest parts in the whole chassis. I'm not 100% as to why Dune Buggies were created on a shortened floor pan, but I can imagine the turning radius, they'll turn corners a lot tighter when they're shorter, and the shorter wheelbase acts kind of like a Jeep in that it won't high center, won't get caught up between the tires if you're crossing a rock or something. Bottom line is the shorter wheelbase makes it look a lot more like a toy, and that's all thumbs up from me. Kind of like a heart transplant, you get to see all the things. At this point in my career, I've done so many of these projects that shortening a floor pan is kind of like washing the dishes. You know what you got, you know where you're going, and you just go through the process. All right, well that's the 14.5-inch section. You can see it's very close. What I did is I made this key cut here. So see, the floor pan will overlap the rear. So I got two keys. So these will join on the edges, but then the center sheet metal will be a lap joint. This slice and dice was the first step in our buggy creation, and there's gonna be a lot more where that came from. It's gonna be awesome. Back in the day when the Dune Buggy craze was really in its prime, you could buy just about everything. It was a real catalog-oriented bolt-on market. So people were building their own stuff, and that's kind of where I'm trying to stay. It's like, well, every catalog built buggy would have certain elements, but mine are unique. I just want to chuck this body on here. That way I can take a look at the front end and see how the bumper feels. Perfect fit, like it was made that way. You can see with the shortened wheelbase, it's already got that speed buggy feel, You got your rear tire here, you got your front tire here. As per the usual, I like to loosely assemble all the parts just to see what I'm working with. It's gonna be a tube bumper, so I got a piece of tube. How's that sound? I was thinking it would kind of curve up, just following kind of the line of the buggy. I have a small skid pan in the front. I'm not thinking anything crazy elaborate for this front bumper. I want it to look good, fit with the body, and just protect the underside from the elements. It's cool, I'm just gonna take some right out of the center. This style of joining the tubes is used all the time in a lot of different ways. It just becomes part of the assembly. It's trapped in there and it makes the tube join way stronger. Now, how do we attach it to the car? It's the old welded jack stand technique. Look at that. A method as tried and true as the jack stand itself. That's what I'm looking for. It's not straight down, it's not just bland. This is what I was hoping for, It wasn't a real wild throw of the dice. I just needed something that looked right on the front of the car. So this triangulated structure will be plenty for this car. It's not gonna be doing the Baja 1000. Starting to look a little bit more the part. I think my big issue is the way that the shape of the fiberglass looks with the tube right now, but later when the body's mounted, probably gonna trim it just like that. The last element to the bumper is a skid plate. These fiberglass bodies are pretty weak, and the gas tank is right up front, just like the stock Beetle, so the skid plate will protect anything from coming up and piercing that fuel tank. I like to keep it real simple in the Wild West. Just a few simple mounting tabs underneath, and this skid plate is ready for some skidding. Now, one cool thing about these screws because they never seem to go in on the first try. Try number 1. Try number 2. 3. It's a good thing the shop inspectors aren't around, because this is the exact type of incompetence that they thrive on. It'll just be between us. Let's get one in. There it goes. I look at that bumper and it's gnarly, dude. One big aesthetic with a Dune Buggy is the exhaust, because the engine's exposed. These are kind of old school. They'll shine up, there's no real rust. Kind of like a jet boat look. Makes a cool sound. I got all this cool chrome stuff for the engine. Chrome valve covers, chrome alternator, chrome cylinder tins. I got carburetors, I got pedal assemblies, I got brake hoses. So I'm basically gonna take this pile here, and throw it over there, and there'll be a Dune Buggy when I'm done. You might not see it yet, but I know I do. So let's get to seeing so you can see what I see. See what I mean? We'll see. Now it looks like a race car, doesn't it? What a difference. I got some tubes mocked up just to look at this bumper idea. You know, I started with some 1.5" tube, set up some tabs, and I kind of got an idea of how they're gonna get arranged. So these are gonna come in like that on both sides. Under the engine, you can see 2 more tubes with the same detail. So that's the setup, and it's nothing new. The only thing I'm doing different is making it unique. You know, how do I make something that's not like one you would buy off the shelf? In the way that I fabricate a lot of things, consider it like the first time you walk up a staircase, right? You put 1 foot, you figure out your balance, and then you step again, right? And the more you climb, the more accomplished you feel. So with these style bumpers, this upper tube is usually perfectly straight. I don't want the bumper coming way out here and then having that thing firing right into it. So I think what I'll do is to match the front, I'll come in with kind of a V design, because I want these 2 tubes to be parallel on both angles, and just go under the exhaust and over. Primary importance, first step is to protect the engine. Second step is have it act like a bumper. Third step, try to make it look cool and see what it could do. One step at a time. It's a pretty straightforward project, and it's another case where these sleeve inserts really streamline the process. So it might be just a bit too wide. Let's see. Whenever I'm making something that I don't know what I'm doing, which is most of the time, I always leave the ends a little bit long, and I creep up on the end result. Looks good in tint. I'd say we weld it. Just like the front end of this buggy, the rear end is the same. I'm gonna triangulate the rear bumper and, of course, add in that skid plate to protect the sump of the engine. That bumper is good to go. Dynamite! I got Tom up to speed on the project, filled him in on all the details. When I was at John's house, I found one more piece that's gonna make this buggy next level. So this is actually a roof for the car.
Oh, wow.
What got me about this, it's almost like a 64 Impala where it's got that little subtle ridge in it. I've never seen a buggy roof like this. This is definitely one-off.
It gives the car attitude.
Yeah, that was the whole thing with this. You know, it's so cool, and that's what John said. He's like, I saw this at the swap meet. I traded a guy a special transaxle for a Dune Buggy, etc. He's like, I love it too. That's why I'm showing it to you, so you can't have it.
Okay, so you can't have it, but so what are we supposed to do with it?
He's letting me have it, but I can't have it, and he needs it back.
Okay, so wait a minute. You can't have this. It has to go back to him.
That is
means
correct.
we can't use it.
We can use it, but we can't keep it.
All right.
It's like one of those riddles.
I'm kind of confused. What are we supposed to be doing?
If you step into the lab, all will be revealed. We're off to a perfectly good start. Tom is thoroughly confused, and I'm having a good time. So check out this contraption. Hop on the other side. So I want to make a mold of this thing, so we'll have 2 or 3 roofs. I'm going to mix up plaster and make a hard plaster mold.
Oh.
That way I could steal the shape and I can give him back his original and I still get to keep one.
I like the way you think, man.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Concentrated evil. The more you mess with this, the dirtier it gets. It's like playing with powdered donuts. This is a very hands-on approach and not a spectator sport.
I like that old school technique you're using.
Gotta get all the lumps out.
Get in there and mix it up.
Oh man, this is gonna set way too fast. Yeah, it said 20 minutes, it was more like 1 minute. Mucho bueno. Now we're making progress. It looks like a giant mess. I mean, a nicely shaped mold. We got those edges bulked up. I'm gonna try to just lay this over the top, kind of like syrup. As disheveled as this thing looks, I know there's a history to this process and it's worked out before. All right, so now we take all this burlap and we just start coating it. Slap it.
Dip it and slap it, huh?
That is correct. So just like you got a cast on your leg, it's the same thing. Now all we have to do is let this thing dry and the beauty will be released, like a moth emerging from a cocoon.
Man, you weren't kidding when you said it's gonna make a mess.
And you know what Ed Ross said?
What did he
Big
say?
mess, big success.
Sheesh.
Tom, we've done wrong.
Dude, what happened?
I was here alone, I was feeling ambitious. I put a strap around it, I tried to lift it up on the chain hoist, and when I rotated it to flip it over, every time I moved it, it just came apart more. As soon as I saw that crack the first time, I knew it was game over. That's why it's all crunched up. I balled it up and threw it in the corner. I set it back up and I made a new mold right after that, same day, back to back.
This is a mold?
Yeah.
I thought this was the roof.
No, this is the new and improved mold. It's the same concept, but it's fiberglass now.
Oh.
So this is what we're supposed to have with the plaster. So see, you can just lay it upside down, and now you have that perfectly smooth, finished shape. There's your negative of the roof.
Dude, why didn't we just do this to begin with?
Just try to work it as quick as possible. Some may say, you know, Ian, that's a lot of work for such a simple roof, but you know, I want it unique, I want it custom, I want it my own. So I'm just gonna keep on slogging through to get what I need in the end. This is the story of fiberglass laminating. You know, you paint the resin into this mesh and then you do multiple layers depending on how thick or rigid you want it. I'm probably gonna stop with about 3 layers across the whole thing, and then the edges will be built up to about 5.
It's got a really interesting stank.
We got the roof all laid out. We let it set for a full day, and now it's time for the big reveal. All right, man, well, check this out. I got some good news.
All right, I like good news.
And I got some bad news,
Oh no, come on.
as usual.
What happened now?
Well, one thing I didn't tell you about, how hard it was to get the mold off of the roof skin. We used the release oil, but man, is it stuck. Tom has every right to be concerned. Have you taken a look at the guy he's working with? I'd be hesitant. Tom has chosen his weapons. I've got mine. It's time to get in there and start hacking away. The technique here is to just try to remove it as gracefully as possible without damaging it. It usually breaks free, usually.
I'd really like to avoid doing this a third time.
Same. Damn, my bright ideas.
Corners are definitely a pain in the butt.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like the old saying goes, if it's not working, try out bigger hammer. Here, let me use the little pry bar.
Little pry bar.
Oh! Tommy Nine Fingers.
It's a little one.
You're gonna live. Sorry about that, bro.
That's all right. I'm good.
Release!
Now my hand's stuck.
Oh, really? It's a monster. So you hear creaking, you hear cracking. We're waiting for that big pop. It's about ready, Captain. You're waiting for that release. Aha! Eureka, at last. There she blows.
Woo!
Look, it's another roof. It was a total relief that the thing came apart. Unfortunately, it's not in the best condition.
I don't know, man. I'm actually pretty happy with the results. That's looking pretty cool. I mean,
You know, body work, that'll be a day of just messing around. Let's clear this riffraff aside and get to the fun part. Let's get back to building some cars.
yeah.
It was a little rough coming out of the mold, but I did some patchwork, a little body filler, smoothed it out. It's totally usable, as ugly as it is. There's a lot of complicated ways you could create this hinge mechanism system, but out here in the Wild West, I go for the straight ahead approach. Real simple, you got a hole there, you got a hole there. That bracket just bolts in. Part of the way this roof was designed and my mold wasn't even set up to fit on this car. I always figured I'd have to do some adjustments later, so this metal bracket inside allows me to both rigidize it and to make the panels line up with the body lines. Seems like a simple task, but without this metal structure, it just wasn't gonna fit, so it's like a dual purpose win. Voila! See, now that's parallel, as it should be. So the idea is you don't have to crawl through these holes. You just approach the vehicle, lift her up. You got all the room in the world. You can just come across. So, Honest Ian's Mediocre Upholstery is back in business. When mediocre is just good enough, call us. My goal to create this soft top is to first put a layer of foam over the fiberglass and then cover that with vinyl to achieve that soft top look. Seems like a simple task, right? The worst thing you want to see is as you're driving, this vinyl's like flapping in the wind. So that's the chief element here, is to try to keep it stretched taut so that it looks good in hot and cold weather. That worked. Surprise, surprise. With all the different colors and whatnot, you know, it looked like it was really, really uneven, but you can see with this stretched over, works perfect. Picked up some white vinyl to finish off the roof, but the story doesn't end there. You can clearly see one is longer than the other. I assumed that the vinyl was the same length as the foam, and apparently that's not the case. It just might make it. This is it laid out. You can see. One of the issues with Honest Ian's Upholstery is that we don't have much of a stock. In fact, this is our entire surplus. So it comes down to the fact of we gotta make it happen with what we got. All right, I don't know how else to do this except just do it. It seems like it's gonna look okay. Looking at it, I think I may be able to just make the corner, just get a grab if I can just stretch a little more material. Nope. I have to come up with some kind of creative solution. I'm sure every do-it-yourselfer at home has faced the same thing, you know, whether you're putting in flooring or painting a wall, you get right to the end of it, and it's like, ooh, I'm out of material. The show must go on. The big thing here was if I got a wrinkle in the center of this, there was no way around it, so I really paid attention to the center. I just got away with it. But all in all, that's a good look. Talk about putting lipstick on a pig, watch me go. Next up is the paint, and that will offer me some time to consider my creative solution for this roof issue. I like that, it's like an arrow. So what if the graphic not only was on the hood, what if this line came all the way through like that, but then it continued back here. So it's like it came through the whole car.
Yeah, no, that is really cool. The way it comes down, shoots all the way to the back.
This got kind of like that, you know, Wonder Woman, kind of 70s, kind of pops off of the surface. You think about, you know, the t-shirt styles in the 70s, or like the tube socks with this, you know, very simple lines on them. We're trying to translate that flavor into this. You know, yellow's her favorite color, so I mixed up this paint. I know she's gonna like it.
Very 70s.
That's what I was thinking.
Very
you know?
70s, I love it.
That with a little flake on top of it, I think it'll look mellow, and then in the sun, it'll have a lot of action, you know? Let's mellow it out even more. Oh yeah, look at that. That just went to custard.
That's a mellow yellow. Nice.
It looks like we have a perfectly loose plan. I'm gonna let Alan do his thing. Make Jamie happy. Make her proud of me.
Yeah, definitely.
I think this Dune Buggy's wrapped up. First and foremost, shakedown run. Desert hills, you run this thing and see what falls off. The terrain around this area is pretty unique. It's not like sand dunes. That's why I chose the tires I did, because this thing, it's like a little tank. The short wheelbase, and when you put big tires on them, they bounce around. Watching them go is only half as fun as actually being in a driver's seat. Alan was a huge help on this paint work. It's very simple, but there's a couple details in there with the metal flake that really makes it count. Now it really hits home. Like, why the heck was this guy building a wedding gift that's a weird old dune buggy, right? Now you can see, got a lot of trails, like hundreds of miles of trails when you go out touring. I gotta say, I hate to be selfish. I love this car. I hope she does too. So, for the lady that has everything, like what could a man like me possibly offer? And all of the ruminating has led up to this.
Oh my God. Is that a dune buggy?
Yes, thought you might like one of these.
I love it. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's basically a Volkswagen, it's a stick shift, but it can go anywhere, all around here.
Oh, I know how to drive stick shift.
Right. I gotta say, this is why we got married. She's thrilled. You know, sometimes I can impress people, and she's one of those people.
It's perfect.
It's got some Mustang taillights. It's got a
love
Volkswagen engine.
it.
It's got the metal flake paint job.
Is that glitter?
Oh yes, it's got the glitter.
I was genuinely surprised. It's beautiful. It's so cute, and it just looks like me. Like he picked it out for me. He knew that it would be perfect.
Authentic 70s antenna on a spring.
It's like totally like a 70s vibe.
Oh yeah, it's fully legit 70s funkadelic machine. You know, I thought about this a lot. I thought about the colors, I thought about the comfort, you know, the way the paint was laid out. You know, I wanted to personalize it. I know her style. Seems like it was a good choice.
It's kind of like a Wonder Woman-y, like vibey.
I was thinking about
kind of
that
like
type
look.
of thing.
Yes.
Like it's got a flavor. When you look at the car, like what's it make you feel like? Let's rock.
Right. This is definitely a wedding present. I would have never expected it.